Hey, what's up everybody? Today we're going to do another video. Today we're going to talk about the SH Figuarts Kamen Vulcan Assault Wolf. So yeah, I just thought I'd put that there because, I don't know, I love these damn progress keys and they're so much fun. But I absolutely adore Vulcan, one of my favorite riders in the show. I don't think there was one terrible design in this show in my opinion, but that's just my opinion. Everything was sleek and fun, and this translated pretty well as a toy, which is, it kind of surprised me, because it translated a little too well, but and it turned into a small gripe, but we'll talk about that when we get to it. I want to start by saying I love Vulcan, probably my favorite rider design to play with so far, but I don't know. We'll find out when Burning Falcon comes in Metal Cluster, but right now Vulcan forms are A++ and Thouser and Shining Hopper, but not in a particular order. They're just all in that bubble of awesome. But yeah, I love the look on this guy. Like, this makes me excited for what we're going to get with Rampage Vulcan, because Assault Wolf came out so nice. The colors are great, the metallics are cool, the proportions came out really well. The only gripe that I had is that it came with a short neck peg, and that's most SHF rider stuff, because I want to be able to look down better, so I replaced the joint. I'm gonna pop this head off ever so gently, hoping I don't break anything. And you can see there's a black joint there. That's an SHF upgrade peg. I actually get asked about this a lot. There is a video I did with the link to his store. I'll also put the link in this video. It'll be down in the description. I have to point down because some of you don't actually do the work. So yes, pay attention. But yeah, this figure is really dope. Now, in terms of our articulation, we can now have a better range looking up, as you can see here. We also have a better range of looking down. Previously, the chin would hit and you wouldn't be able to look down even a little. We can rotate side to side, even with the assault missile collar, as you can see here. As far as the shoulder articulation, mine is very, very stiff, so I might even pop out the joint. But as you can see, I've now extended the shoulder outward. You can see it can pull out to extend range, right? I'm gonna rotate this up, and he can actually hit the L shape. Now, the problem is my joints are very, very tight. There we go. So he can actually lift up. It's going to be a little bit lower, and that kind of bums me out in terms of it, because like I said, this may have translated a little too well, or in general, I think my joints are a little too much, because as you can see here, he has the ability to do so because I've actually extended it. Now, you can see here, rotating that joint around, you'll get that articulation. Let's pop this back on and try that again with the joint down as far as possible. See? So yeah, it's definitely the shoulder blade that's in the way, which kind of is a bummer. But because you can rotate it and shift it how you want, you'll actually be able to work around that in terms of your articulation. But I am a little bummed that he lost that outright out the gate. It sucks, but it is what it is. You do get a bicep swivel, as you can see here. You'll also get a forearm swivel. And this is because you're going to need the forearm swivel with the ability to what they've done on the gauntlets. Now, the forearm swivel is pretty nice, especially because even though he has a double joint, the gauntlet may be a little too big, so it's going to form that restriction there. You'll still be able to get very good poses and still be able to do a bunch of cool stuff, as you can see here, even if you rotate all the way around, which technically you shouldn't humanly be able to do, but you'll get that. But this is where it gets really crazy, because I think it translated too well here as a toy, is that you actually need to remove the blasters and swap out the handles with the hands as you actually swap out hands. So let's say you were swapping out a hand. You need to take the handle with you off the hand and remove it to replace the hand, and then vice versa. We'll get into that a little bit later when we get to the hands, but I just wanted to show you that that's how it works, which honestly, I like it, but it's going to be a little bit of a time consumer for those of you that are used to that quick switch. Also, they chose metallic ball joints. I think that was kind of a weird move because they're going to turn white the more you swap out those hands and use them. So please be careful. I mean, it's just going to be easy stress marks for you guys. So just be careful. Even rotating this joint around, even with this soft plastic, it doesn't hinder the articulation, which I thought was pretty fun. It extends out pretty well. So I shouldn't have any issues. Hopefully I never have to. But yeah, none really so far. Now to the waist area and upper torso. As you can see, we have our shot riser here. It has the Rampage, the Assault bullet. And in terms of articulation, We can actually tilt very far side to side very easily. We have a really nice forward crunch and a really nice backward movement as well too. Our belt can move side to side when not overexerting itself going backwards or forwards. And with the shot riser on, you will lose a little bit of front mobility, but not too much, just a tiny bit. But you can actually adjust that with the belt, and as you can see here. So let's say even if you were posing this guy up to do the scary walk that Vulcan usually does when he first transforms, should not hinder you in any crazy way, as you can see here. It looks fantastic. You'll also get 2 progress keys on the side. I added a sticker on one side so you guys can see what's up. I added the Shf Upgrade Sticker on one side because it actually comes pretty vanilla on the other. So when I get I have to actually apply punching Kong as well. As far as the legs go, we use our classic drop down method. You'll see those gaps there. You'll get your thigh swivel. You can forward that inward and outward, right? You'll lose a little bit of mobility with that because you see it'll hit the sides. So going outward, it's not going to be that far, just not as much as you would want. But you can still get your forward movement, which is no problem, and you are still double jointed. As far as the ankle pivot goes, we can actually rotate in, which is pretty decent. It's not as far with other stuff, but still pretty good. We can go a little bit outward, and we still get our toe pivot. I do like the little wolf design on the foot as well, too. Not sure if you guys can see that pretty well. But yeah, wolf, this is just so nice. The range, ooh, that's pretty sharp. Ooh, please be careful with the feet. The feet do have some sharp claws on it. You can hurt yourself because I just pinched myself. But yeah, Assault Wolf is just, not only does he just look good, he just functions really well. I mean, outside of I guess the stress marks and the overexertion of the shoulders, if you want to raise them all up, I think those are minor issues, but they can be overcome by how cool he can still pose up pretty much. As you can see here, he can still pose up. Now, we're going to talk about the accessories, so let's get to that. Now, first things first, you'll get the Authorized Buster in gun form. We already know that you got the axe with Assault Shining. They are interchangeable. It's the same weapon, just that it's folded over and turned into a Buster Cannon. So this is pretty cool. He only comes with the Buster Cannon version. So if you're skipping over or have me turned down and you have the closed captioning on, only the Buster version. Next up, we're going to go over our hand accessories. Now, when you get to the closed fist, because they don't open up, they're going to come with their own pieces to extend on it. So you'll get these for closed fist. You will get really widely opened shot riser ones. Now, if you have a shot riser handy, which I do right here, don't fall, buddy. You would just balance and just fall fine. Don't tell me so your Buster was holding you up. All right, fine. Let me know how you really feel. By the way, I added the Shf Upgrade Sticker. It's actually... Don't be that way, phone. There we go. So you have the Rampage Bullet. But here we have the Shot Riser, and you will get 2 sets of hands. Actually, you'll get, a set of hands. I said 2 sets. You will get a set of hands that work for the Shot Riser. Now, as you can see, I may have the wrong one because it extends a little bit too far, but the trigger finger does look pretty decent in it. Actually, no, this is the right one. Oop, dropped it. Sorry about that, y'all. And then when I put the shot progress key, there we go. Now, you'll also get a more wider open version. So as you can see here, very little that it shows you, but there's a bigger gap between the index. That will be for your Authorized Buster. As you can see here. Then you'll get your trigger finger to it like a military style. You'll get 2 of each of these. Then I know you see your clawed hands for your wolf. You will also get relaxed hands. And I don't know if you guys have noticed, but there is usually a groove in placement of the hands. Now, If you're wondering if he can still choose to use the other ones, the answer is yes. The hands still work for the other weapons, whether it be the shotgun or the progress blade, or your handy dandy authorized a buster in sword form. So let's choose a hand for that. I'm going to choose the smaller trigger hand. So you can see you can still hold the authorized buster. And last but not least, this is just an extra part that I want to talk about. If you have the battle version shot riser from Shf Upgrade, this is a nice little bonus to talk about. The progress key is a little bit shorter, so it doesn't fit in, but he did say that he was working on a new version that's going to work for Assault Wolf, so just keep that in mind, because they shortened up the progress key for this one, and I'll talk about that when I pull out Shining Assault. Still works in battle though, so it looks really good in battle. Now, what I am going to do is I'm going to take the time to size them all up and get them ready, so give me 1 second. See you guys in a bit. All right, now before we jump into the size comparisons, I said that I would compare the progress keys, and I want to do that very quickly. So here we have Shining Assault, and then we have Assault Wolf, right? And I don't know if you guys have noticed it, but even when I put them at the same length, you'll notice that one is technically longer than the other because you can see it behind it. So I don't know. I don't know what they did there. I don't know what they changed about it. I'm guessing it's that extended part or the way it extends out. But Assault Wolf got the short end of the stick, but I'm hoping that Shf Upgrade will come through, which I'm sure he will. So I'm not too worried. Now, we're gonna size these guys up. First things first, let's compare him to the people in the series. So here we have his normal form. I'm gonna show him. So as you can see, this is him, and then we have his upgrade form. Looks pretty good. He actually looks a little bit more sleeker here, which is pretty crazy. But I still love the way Vulcan looks. I'm a super fan. Now, I'm gonna pop in his progress key, and this is a technical shared form for the first couple episodes that they appear. Then they could get their own form, so they can team up. So here we have Assault Hopper and Assault Wolf. Then we have Valkyrie, which is still his leading officer. Well, at least at the time in the series. But yeah. So there we have her. She's smaller, but looks really good with them. So the trio is here now. Next up, let's put the Golden Soldier Thouser. And next to Thouser, he actually still looks a little bit bigger, but the horns here is what kind of evens them out. Now we're gonna compare some other stuff. So let's do Lightning Collection. So here we are with the red In Space Ranger. Then we have a renewal Kamen Rider Kuga. Amazing Mighty form. And actually, they square out pretty well with their own stuff. Here we are with a 1000 Toy Synthetic Human. The repaired version, I want to call him. So here we go. Then we have an Articulated Icons Ninja. So Assault Wolf is the smallest, but, you know, I'm okay with that because they still look pretty good doing action stuff. So in neutral poses, you'll see the height differences, but I'm pretty sure you wouldn't mind it because they're around the same height for action stuff. Next up, we'll do a Mythic Legion. So here is a Wolfman, I guess. Something I put together because I got a head sculpt in from Paul's Customs. And since he's technically the werewolf design, I figured it'd be only right to put him in there. Then we have a Mezco Me on a Gomez body. And this is where obviously SHF kind of does the differences in size will make a difference. But again, if you want to have fun, I mean, go for it. It's your world, man. Then lastly, we have a Marvel Legends Cyborg Spider-Man, just to round it all out. All in all, this has been a fun piece. The only real downside is you kind of losing that extra articulation, that extra little bit. Even with the lack of, well, it has a double joint, but with the lack of doing it because of the armor gauntlets, because of his style and his design, it really still all works, especially because you keep all the leg mobility. All in all, if you are a fan of this series and you really do love this form, it's an easy yes for you. If you know nothing about it and you feel like you wanted to get this, I hope this helps you make up your mind, and I hope you found it informative. But as always, guys, please be good, do good, drink your water. Later.